Hey, this is Dani. The channel is You and Me Living Free. I am so glad you're here. Just have a short video today, and I am driving from Walsenburg, Colorado, which is about a little less than an hour south of Pueblo, straight up basically to Missoula, Montana, up and west. And so this drive takes me 2 days. I'm just going to show you little brief snippets. And I went all the way to Billings, Montana from Walsenburg the first day. And then I went from Billings to Missoula the second day, where I met my dear friend Deb, who lives in Missoula. Deb, you'll see her in upcoming videos. We're going to do a couple hikes together. And if you've been watching me a while, she was in the Glacier National Park video that I did last year for Sharon, and she and I all went to Glacier together. So fun. But Deb and I have been friends since we were in the 5th grade, the summer between 5th and 6th grade. My parents got a divorce and I moved to a different neighborhood and went to a different school. And Deb was really my first friend there. And we've been friends ever since. When our kids were small, when she moved to Montana, got married and moved to Montana, we didn't get to see each other for years and years. But then eventually we had Facebook, we caught up, we met when she was driving through town to somewhere else. We met a couple times like that. But for someone who was in Kansas City to get all the way to Montana to go for a visit was just not something that was really possible for me. Not enough time, not enough, before my divorce, I wouldn't have had enough time. And after my divorce, I wouldn't have had enough money. And to drive it is so long that, unless you have weeks and weeks off of work, you just can't do kind of trips like that. I don't think. I never did anyway. And it's been such a privilege having this time off of work and traveling, because I get to do things like that. I got to see Deb last summer, and I'm on my way to see her again. So it's a huge privilege, and I love Montana, and I would just love to shout the praises of Montana. I think one of the reasons that I love coming out west, honestly, is because there are fewer people and just more nature, more beauty, more openness. I love the openness. Openness gives me this feeling of possibility. It gives me this feeling of something unexpected could happen at every turn. Sometimes that's exciting. Sometimes that's not the best thing. Sometimes those surprises aren't always good. Sometimes surprising, bad things happen or whatever. But that's all part of it. And just the freedom and the openness of the road makes me so excited. I hope it does for you too. I'm just going to narrate now and let some of these beautiful images flow and kind of tell you a little of the story of just kind of how I got here. And then the next video will probably be a hiking video with me and Deb that we did around Missoula, which was so fun. So hard, but so fun. And so stick around. Here we go. Okay, these first couple pictures crack me up. Okay, you have seen in videos from YouTubers where they have the camera mounted on the front, and they're just showing you this gorgeous scenery as they go by. This is me in a nutshell. This picture is me. I see something beautiful and I want to video it, but it is the height of the afternoon, that sun in the sky going straight toward the car, because I'm going straight west probably. And there is so much bugs. Throughout Wyoming, there were so many bugs that my windshield was just covered. I couldn't take any pictures. And then finally, after I got some gas, I'm headed into Montana, and I have cleared my windshield at least for a little while. Here's a river over to the right and mountains up ahead, and we're probably between Wyoming and Montana, coming into Montana, because that's really where the Wyoming is gorgeous and beautiful, but then Montana, once you get there, it's like everything gets bigger, 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 and more beautiful. I stayed at the Cracker Barrel in Billings, Montana. That was a great place to stop, because out here stops can get few and far between, so that's something you have to keep in mind. You know, I was talking about just driving with open space. One of the best things about driving with open space, like, look at this. Number one, it is gorgeous. Number two, there are not so many other cars that you feel crowded even on the highway. And that has been my experience so often going east, and it's just so much like, just get me there because this drive stinks. Well, unlike that, here's Montana. This is driving around in Montana. This is literally just like Highway 90. And look how gorgeous that is. I don't even really have the words for what that makes me feel. It makes me feel like anything is possible. It makes me feel like life is so good for me to be here, having this experience right now, and how amazing life is and how lucky I am. And just seeing this just brings it home and makes me just feel that. And even editing this video makes me feel that like nothing else. So it is a pretty long drive. It's about a 14 or 15 hour drive from where I was in Colorado up to Missoula. Missoula is in the very far western part of the state, but going just from south to north in Montana on the west side, it is some of the most beautiful country ever, and there's so much over there to see and to do. Of course, glaciers at the top. Here's us in Missoula. There is a picture of me and Deb in Missoula. I'll show you here in a second. Every Thursday they have a thing down by the water, a big event, and the food vendors come and they have music and everything. So here's us at that event. The more I travel, I've realized the kind of traveler I am. I don't really like long travel days, but I prefer them to taking my time, because when I want to be somewhere, I really just want to be there. So I have been planning longer travel days just to get it out of the way, just to get it over with. But I got to tell you, when I'm out west, a long travel day does not bother me near as much. When I'm out east, it's more like fighting traffic, going through cities, stuff like that. But I can be out west and do a 10-hour travel day or something and have it not bother me hardly at all. It's just a completely different experience. Anyway, that's how we got there. Next one up will be a hiking video. Thank you so much for being here. If you made it to the end, you deserve a medal. And extra thank you to my patrons and all those supporters. I appreciate you more than you know. Here's a couple extra shots of Missoula. I will catch you next time.